So, I finally get to do a fresh out of the theater, review. First one I'm ever doing. So, Deadpool and Wolverine. Not since Infinity War. Not since Endgame. Not since Captain America and the Winter Soldier. Not since Civil War has there been a Marvel movie that's been this good. It's everything. I guess the way to put it is it's everything you want it to be and more. The cameos are fantastic. I mean, and they're not just cameos for cameo's sake. They're cameos, and the characters that they brought in for the cameos, it's not a cameo. They're part of the plot. I don't know how to describe. They're integrated into the film. It's not like the waste that they did with Mr. Fantastic and please, that whole scene where they wasted those characters for 30 seconds for no reason. These are real characters. These are real cameos. I don't mean to harp on this, but this is like one of my first major takeaways. They're cameos with a reason. For once, the film is the movie's fantastic. It really is. Ryan, it's so good. Without any, I'm not going to be any spoilers. I'm just going to talk about what I saw real quick. We waited 22 years, just like Gary from Neurotic said, man. We waited 20 years for this. The one thing he didn't say, it was worth it. It was worth seeing Hugh Jackman and friggin' Ryan Reynolds as one of the greatest. I mean, they're corny, but one of the greatest team-ups ever. It really fantastic. Hugh was on point, in shape, self-deprecating, and it has where the second Deadpool movie lost its way as far as heart was concerned. It didn't seem like there was a lot of heart in that whole plot with the kid. It ruined it for me. But this is back to the basics, where what does he say in the first one? This is a love story, and it is. This one is very similar to the first Deadpool, and it's also very similar with Logan's character, with Hugh Jackman's character of Logan. There's a lot of references, a lot of personal character references to Logan from 2017, directed by James Mangold. There's a lot of it. There's a lot of heart in this. It's odd because it's a silly Marvel movie, but it isn't. There's a lot of heart, and there's a lot of things, especially with the characters of Wolverine and Deadpool. And as a side note, Captain America and the Incredible Hulk. These characters are cursed to live forever, right? They were going to watch, not in the case, not a forever, but I mean, other than maybe the Hulk or Deadpool, but Cap is going to be 300, whatever he was, 200 years old when he died. Wolverine's going to be 200 or 300 years old when he finally dies. All these guys, the Hulk, whatever, it lives into infinity. Deadpool, roughly the same with their healing factors. It all comes back to the same thing. They're going to lose everything that they love. Everyone that they love will die on them because of the curse. And it's actually mentioned, and I'll give you this. It's mentioned in the movie. Wolverine says something to the effect of, and this is an old school comment that Wolverine makes. More or less, God punished him for the rest of his life to live through this loss every single time, and the film kind of goes back to, it's kind of like sort of the genocide. I can never remember the name of that one where Wolverine is tricked into killing everybody, where he has to deal with that tremendous loss. And they didn't use that exact plot line, but Wolverine let his team down and let the Earth let the X-Men down. You know, they die in this. You know, and they're dead, and this is why he carries all this unbelievable. He's like one of the ultimate martyr characters. You know, and at the end of the film, both Deadpool and Wolverine and Logan are willing to sacrifice their lives for the greater good. Not to be corny, but for the good of everyone that they love. And again, going back to, they're going to die. They're not going to be, they're going to watch it. It's inevitable that they're all going to, everyone's going to die, and they're going to be still alive to watch it. But they want to give them the chance to live, And it really, a lot of heart. Like I said, the cameos are fantastic. I mean, you've read them online. I'm not gonna be a spoiler guy. It's just not who I wanted. I would want to go in fresh. I went in fresh. I avoided all the bullshit. I watched a little bit of Chris Gore and Alan Ng's review, with the spoiler-free one, and that's as far as I would go. If you want a real breakdown of the plot, I'm not going to give that. But what I am going to say is it's worth 22 years of waiting to see, and then to see. And in some regard, it kind of pisses me off, because this is what Marvel's actually capable of doing. What happened? Why did you stop doing this? This movie's going to make I'm going to go see it again. I might even see it a third time. And I'm going to buy it, the physical copy. Buy the physical copy, because they'll fucking change it on you. But I'm going to see it again. And this movie's going to make $1 billion. Or if not $1 billion, all right, 900, 800 million. Why not give the fans what we want? We love... we love these characters. That's what it is. Luke Skywalker, Han Solo, fucking Indiana Jones, Deadpool, Wolverine, the Hulk, Captain America, Iron Man. We don't want to see them changed. I don't think, not to go off on a tangent here, but I'm going to touch on this real quick. The people that are in charge now, except for this movie, don't care what it meant to us, the old fans. The reason why, you can goof on us and call us boomers, or in my case, fucking whatever you want to call us. I'm not a boomer. I'm outside the, I'm a Gen Xer, so we grew up on that shit, and it meant something to us because it helped us through, as the kids like to say today, their trauma. But we saw ourselves as these characters. And we want they're aspirational. As goofy as this film is, it's aspirational. Do greatness. There is redemption. Wolverine's character is a redemption arc. Really, really redemption arc. I mean, for him especially. And he carries it. And I think that's lost. I think that's lost now on the people that are in charge now. And they shouldn't blow us off. I mean, we're there, first of all, we have them. Let's be honest. My generation has, and up, has them, even the millennials have the money. We'll do, if we love it, we'll spend the money on it, The millennials especially are into the experience. They're pay for the experience to make them feel like they used to feel. And that's the same with us. I mean, we do it a little differently. But we like to be called back to the childhood, and it allows us to remember who we were before life I'm going on, I know. But before kind of life gets to you. The purity of being a kid. The purity of being unencumbered by what's ahead of us, That's what insults us to so much, because you just take it like a package of, like that whole fucking scene in Loki, man, when they got rid of they just made a joke out of the damn Infinity Stones. Dude, that's 20 years of somebody writing that. It's not the movie. Dude, that was on and on, and that was in so many different series in comics. I collected them, I know. That really, that Thanos was frightening. Thanos was a serious bad guy. And the funny thing is, this film, it sort of has a bad guy. It's the antagonist is mildly. It's Xavier's sister. I mean, Cassandra Nova. Yeah, whatever. You know, okay, good. And she, the chick that played her, really had a good way of playing her. She kind of channeled. I'm gonna sound silly, but she channeled her Charles. She really did. Great. It wasn't like girl bossy, because I hate that. But it was bad guy, real bad guy. No redemption on the bad guy. Bad. That's nothing. This film has an understanding of good and bad. I mean, I have to tell you, I watched friggin' The Acolyte, and I know I was supposed to do a review on it, but it got me so sick that they spent $100 million on that piece of trash. But that movie doesn't know what the difference is. That film does not know what the difference between good and evil, and it doesn't give you the juxtaposition of both. This dude, not to go off on the Star Wars quick, the Jedi fought the Nazis. Lucas based the Empire on the Nazis, and he based the Jedi on the samurai. It's real simple. It's not like I'm not telling you something new that he didn't say 30 years ago. I'm old, okay? I watched him say it. But going back to this film, it understands, first of all, it understands its audience. It understands what it is. It understands the difference between good and evil. And it gave the people what they wanted. There are some fantastic minor cameos in it. Worth every penny. And they're right. If Disney Marvel is smart, and they're not, they're stupid. One only has to look at what's on next. After this, there ain't nothing. Captain America, what the hell is that thing called? How many rewrites? Four rewrites on the new Captain America movie, and $400 million. Have fun watching that movie try to make $1 billion. It doesn't know what it is. This guy, you know, with Ryan Reynolds, he knows what it is. He knew what it was in 2009 when the Wolverine came out, when he played the merc with the mouth, and they sewed him up in that stupid, whatever. Well, Ryan shot him. Did everybody a favor. Erase that, cleanse that timeline. But it knows what it is. Ryan knows whose audience, knows what they want, and he gives it to them. But he doesn't. It's not some memberberry bullshit. It's integrated into the story. He treats, they treat the audience like adults, and it's some of the shit. Obviously there's that fucking Deadpool humor, fucking funny as shit. And there's another character in it that almost stole the show on him. And there's a couple of the cameos, unexpected to say the least. I'll just say this about the cameos, about the characters that are integrated into the film. They're the least expected and yet the most appreciated. And when you see them now, what it could have been, I'll say it this way, there's a real big potential. Marvel, if they were smart, there's a whole film industry based on this. It's the Deadpool universe. That's what you have. You can go back and pull characters that have now been pulled in. I didn't say that, but they can be pulled into they can be pulled into this universe, into 616, into Marvel 616, and be part of another phase. I don't know. It would okay. I've rambled enough. It's 13 minutes, and this is one of my longer videos. It's excellent. Go see it. 9 out of 10. I would almost give it a 10 out of 10, but I that's me just being a fan. 9, 8.5 out of 10. It didn't stall. The pacing was excellent. The direction was fantastic. It looked the fight choreography was unbelievable. There is one thing you get to see. You get to see Wolverine as we imagined him, as we remembered him fighting. I can't say the one. It's a John Byrne reference. Either you get it, you don't. And as far as the references are concerned, holy shit. It helps to get all the like the tiny little minutia that they throw into it if you're a lifelong fan. This was kind of like, I would almost liken it to what Quentin Tarantino did with Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. That film was a love letter to Hollywood and how he developed his love for film. This is a love letter to the fans and the character itself and the characters themselves. This is a love letter to Wolverine. This is a love letter to Deadpool, and it's a love letter to the fans for all the wonderful things they did for them. I mean, the reason why this all exists is because of us. Very few people understand that. Ryan Reynolds understands that. Hugh Jackman understands that. Tom Cruise understands that. That opening from, and I'm not rambling, I know, but the opening with the Dead Reckoning where he thanks you for going. Thank you for going. Thank you. And it seems like most of Disney has forgotten that. I don't know if this is going to be, is this going to save Marvel? No. If they have 5 of these, maybe. 4, they're going to need at least four of these. There should be, I don't know if it's series or it's something where it's like off-brand Marvel. I don't know, what do you want? Marvel Search, I don't know, was it Marvel Searchlight? I forget now. Whatever. They're going to need like a separate, almost like a separate entity, filming entity to create stuff like this outside the purvey of general Marvel. That's what I would say. Go see it. And then go see it again, and then go see it one more time to make sure you didn't miss anything. It's well worth it. It's what time is it? It's just, I went to the 3 o'clock. And it was half, half, 3/4, about 3/4 full, right? It's early, but 3/4 full, and my audience was great. We all you cheered when you're supposed to cheer. You laugh when you're supposed to laugh, and it's all very respectful, man. It's fantastic. Go see it. Let's go 8 3/4, right? Because nothing's perfect. It's not The Godfather or something like that, but it's fantastic. And it's, as least I would put it, as far as Marvel is concerned, my top 3 for Marvel have always been Captain America, Winter Soldier, the first Iron Man, and Civil War. And then it's going to be probably Captain America, the First Avenger. And I would really, really think about where I put this one. I don't know if it's before, I'll tell you what, it's before Endgame. Is it before Infinity War? No. But it's right next to it. That's how good it is. That's what I would say if you're asking, if you obviously you wanted my opinion because if you're watching this, you're interested. Anyway, that's all I have for today. Maybe I'll do The Acolyte. It's dog shit, and after watching this, the writing was so bad. It's what you can do with the money. I don't even know the budget here, but I know it's way less than $180 million that Lucasfilm threw out the window. Not to go on that, but this is what's actually possible. This film is what's still possible today. When they say, "Oh, you can't make a movie like that," you can. You just have to have the will to make the movie. You got to have the commitment, and Ryan Reynolds does, and he's got the star power. But I will say this though, the last thing he said is they're going to be making, he breaks the fourth wall and goes, Disney's going to be making you do this till you're 90, Hugh. 90. It's fantastic. He looked great. He's 50s my age. He's, in his 50s. Ryan looks fantastic still. They can still do it. Let them do it until they can't do it anymore. I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, Rocky, Sylvester Stallone is 77 years old and he's still doing it. You stay in shape. Eat your listen to the Hulkster, what is it? Say your prayers, eat your vitamins and all that shit. As long as they can do it for you, as long as they can get away with it for you, they should get away with it. Anyway, that's all. I've said enough. 8 3/4 out of 10. Fantastic to see everybody. Well written, directed as a movie. It's very, very good. It makes sense. It doesn't drag. It doesn't go off on rails. It doesn't preach to you. It does. It just wow. It just fucking entertains you. That's what it does. It's entertaining and fun. Okay? That's what it is. It's worth it. Go see it. Go see it again. Have your friends go see it. If we can get it to $1 billion, maybe they'll give us another one. Or you can get dog shit, which like we've been getting. That's it. Mayhem out. Peace in the Middle East. It'll never happen. Love yous.